This is a story about research in the cloud. But first, a bit of backstory. Computers have evolved dramatically over time. From the specialized mainframes managed by teams of engineers to our handheld computers we know today. Even as they've become smaller and simpler to use, they've also become more powerful, and we're now in the age of big data. Big data can be defined through the 5 V's: volume, velocity, variety, variability, and veracity. Altogether, these 5 V's describe big data sets that are too large and too complex for our legacy computing practices. Our relationship with data carries over into academic research as well, and the solution for both is our steady movement from physical machines to the cloud. No longer do researchers need to create a computer lab with all the cost, technical expertise, and reputational risk that investment involves. Instead, research can now take place in the cloud through pay-as-you-go computing and storage. We know Amazon for its online shopping and streaming entertainment, but it has an even greater, often unseen impact on the world through its massive cloud computing facilities, offered to corporations and to researchers as Amazon Web Services. AWS has capitalized upon our world of data about data, and the need to analyze and interpret big data to understand our world and ourselves. AWS and its research arm Ronin have focused on the bits and pieces that building a computer lab once required, and has made it cloud-based, a computer lab for those without a computing background. But what does this mean for researchers new to cloud computing? For us and our research project exploring global viewpoints on open educational resources and blended learning, it meant taking risks, changing perceptions, and balancing concerns. In our research project, we wanted to analyze perceptions about open educational resources discussed by a global community through discussion forums in a massive open online course. We used support from Athabasca University's Idea Lab and AWS Cloud Computing. We were part of the initial launch of the Idea Lab, and we didn't know where our path would lead. Our research assistant certainly helped, but we all risked our sense of certainty in what we brought to this research process. Our inner voices would inevitably remind us that we were feeling incredibly intimidated by the technology. We told ourselves, I'm not an IT person. I just need to see it. Some of this is going over my head. It led us to question our long-held practices and beliefs about good research. We had thoughts of, this is a quantitative approach to qualitative research. What does this mean for research? What does it mean for grad students and their research? And we debated the ethics of this approach, asking ourselves, what about open source values in contrast to those of Amazon? What about those who cannot access cloud computing tools? Changing our perceptions was an ongoing challenge. There was the black box of the proprietary algorithms and the black box of our own experiences as educational researchers, suddenly finding ourselves novices again as we embarked upon cloud computing. Throughout our project, and still, we are asking critical questions about what cloud computing means for areas such as education, balancing our concerns about equity, diversity, and inclusion, weighed against algorithms that we may use but don't yet fully understand, as we look ahead to research in a world of big data and pay-as-you-go, rent what you need research tools.